DJ Swift on the track. The meaty mob, the meaty mob, the meaty mob.
Wow. Swish.
Whoa, whoa. Pull me a phone. Whoa. Pull me a four, I don't need ice. Give me straight lean, I don't need Sprite. I'm about to pop threes and sleeping all night. I'm about to pop threes and
shit. Shout out to Queen Latifah because I was watching Living Single and shit. That shit had me rolling. I because I say I'm still a '90s person. I still love the '90s nostalgia, but I love it all, not just the music. So I watch this shit just because I want to just go back for a minute and reminisce. The big baggy jeans, the fucking hockey in that jail jerseys and shit like that. So, but it was funny because when I was watching it, it made me think about niggas don't even realize at that time Queen Latifah was like the Megan Thee Stallion at that time.
Yeah. Yes.
She was the thick, tall, abrasive, aggressive female, and she was bad as shit.
Yeah.
She could spit. She broke off into acting and started getting shows and different shit. So I'm just saying that when you see somebody come from the projects and that shit really changed their life like that, it make you feel better about yourself, it make you feel like you can do shit. So I'm just saying that at the end of the day, it's much different than something like sports where we know always gonna go back to ancient Roman times and Greco, that whole thing. Even when you look at the Olympics, you know what I'm saying? That's an old tradition all the way from Greece, Roman time shit. But I'm just saying that in terms of hip hop was born out of pure essence. Ghetto ass people in the fucking projects coming around each other and then creating it. Where sports had thousands of years to develop. I'm sure even during the Greco times they had black Athens. Because there was black people in Greece. No doubt, no question. You had Moors in Greece. Even when you go back to, because like I said, we want to go way in, go to the Mayans. They not white. They used to have a very similar culture of the Greece people. You ever seen the movie Apocalypto?
Yeah.
Okay, remember when they
eat the balls? Who could forget that shit? Who could forget that shit? Man?
And the fucking jump where they had the archery thing where the niggas had to
running and they had to run through the motherfucker. They was fucked, man. That movie was.
So I feel like those things have had like that, that type of competitive man to man, that's been around for thousands of years in many different cultures. I mean, shit. Remember when they found out karate started from Egypt?
Oh yeah. I found out. Yeah.
Motherfuckers thought it was yin and yang in them, and it was fucking. They thought it was, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers went to Kemet one day and seen karate and yoga. They was in yoga positions and combat positions that was similar shit to
Egypt.
You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So once again, it's like, to me, I'm just looking at the fact that something like that came out of like pure struggle, and it really wasn't supposed to happen. And then the shit evolved fast as shit to the point where white America started investing in it. It became like, it was funny. I was in the car listening to Spotify and shit like that, and I was listening to like is Tricky Rockin' Right, the Run DMC song, and it was funny because I was this lady. I heard the shit, and then she was like, "Man, that shit remind me back in the day. We was in college, and little corny ass white boys. They was trying to be cool, and they would go dress up and then, want to be Run DMC.
Get the chains
and Adidas. You feel me? So it's like, and I was like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even imagine that at her time. Like, that shit was a whole cult. Like, that shit sent a shockwave through the culture to the point where fucking Aerosmith did a song with them.
Yeah.
That happened pretty fast. Look at that. That's pretty fast for something to come out in the fucking 80s like that, and then it just went all the way to the point where even in that space, I'm saying, like, that was during the 80s, bro. It had just started, and they already got The Rock world to be like, yo, we have to jump on that because that shit gonna be history. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's like that wave was just so powerful, and that's why I feel like with that situation you have to honor the fact that the graffiti, the breakdance on the cardboard boxes, all of that shit was just some ghetto ass nigga shit. It was some ghetto ass nigga shit. Let's just keep it real. We all look at the poetry and and the lyric, but it was pretty much some ghetto. Like that's just like when we started doing backflips on mattresses. Imagine if that was like a part of hip hop in terms of like breakdance. What if like that part, like what if niggas, imagine like instead of spinning your head, right? What if niggas was doing backflips on mattresses, the beats, and then that was a part of the culture at that time? That's some ghetto ass shit. Niggas was spinning on their head on cardboard boxes, Daryl, and beating on fucking plastic PVC drums. That shit, come on, man. That's like, that's deep, man. And that's why I feel like, even shit, I'll even throw in this part. When you had niggas like Cool G Rap, and you had the whole like scene with the Supreme Team and the Hustlers and Fat Cat and them, and you know, at that time when the rappers weren't hustlers. And the hustlers would come to the club and like sponsor the rappers. The streets couldn't even resist the wave. The hustlers wanted to be just like, I ain't gonna say they wanted to be like the rappers, but you understand what I'm saying? Like they were happy to see something like that. And so I'm just saying, like, you know, our generation, well, I'm sorry, this new wave generation, they don't appreciate people like LL Cool J. I appreciate LL Cool J so much in terms of like just him shaping how this whole thing kind of came about.
Right.
We don't talk about him enough, and that's what I'm saying. We gonna sit and talk about Eminem 24/7. We gotta honor other people that don't get talked about, and they fucking did crazy shit for the culture. We don't talk about him enough, and I feel like that shit is a shame.
I mean, my mother.
Nah, I'm talking about to this day. Niggas don't respect bro as no fucking GOAT. I do, cause I'm gonna tell you again. When I was young, I used to steal my sister a lot of her music. So I actually had the radio cassette. Real live. Can't go nowhere without my radio. Like, I was listening to that shit at like 4. I'm talking about playing it old, like, that was back, remember when they had the single cassette and they had like 5 tracks on that joint, when they had the album and shit, and they had like some snippets and shit like that. Before the album came out, you had the little joint, I'll never forget, it was in a yellow plastic container joint, you know what I'm saying, the boom box in the front, LL Cool J, my radio. And like, dog, I was listening to that shit like all day long. Repeat, running back. You know, 4 or 5 songs, listen to the whole thing, around the whole table, listen to the whole like 5 tracks again. And I'm just saying that, like, when you look at what bro, the whole thing, bro was the first nigga started popping the shirt off and all of that shit. I'm just saying, like, battle rap. This nigga basically was the first nigga to create the whole battle, like not in terms of the whole battle. So I'm talking about like in terms of making diss tracks and like that whole thing.
Who
you
was
feel me?
First, who he dissed first? It was
I can't remember that. I don't remember.
Somebody that was out for a minute though, but I forgot.
No, that shit was a long time ago.
It was Cannabis.
Nah, fuck man. That was later. I'm talking about his first beef was with I think it was either Slick Rick or. I'm talking about back in the day, bro. I'm talking about Skinny LL with the fucking bucket hat, bro. Not mama say knock you out, LL. I'm talking about early LL on the stage, fucking mom and them generation. You feel me? You know, like, yeah, that
Slick Rick getting into it.
It was somebody at that time. Somebody he did get into it with it. Because they was going back and forth on the records. They was going back and forth on the records. But of course, yeah, the Cannabis joint.
Yeah, the Cannabis joint.
Everybody remember that. Because I mean, that was just
the most profound joint to me. So.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, I think that's when he made everybody made it clear that he was one of the GOAT.
Cannabis beef with a lot. He beef with Eminem as well too. Cannabis, man, I hate motherfucker. I
mean, Cannabis, like I said, man, Cannabis was one of those artists that really, I ain't gonna lie, he wasn't, because I don't want to say, like, I don't want to talk about it, right, but he just wasn't as developed as a lot of the other artists. And
especially during that time, man, because it was just like, for you to get on back then, I think it was kind of harder. Like, you know,
Of course it was harder. They wasn't signing niggas just to get their royalties.
Yeah.
Niggas had to have talent, bro. You couldn't have somebody that couldn't rap in the studio. You wouldn't sell no records.
No.
But like in terms
You
of,
have to have a rhyme scheme. That's what we trying to tell people.
I'm just saying, like in terms again, bro. You gotta realize, like it's just. I said this before. Beats have gotten better.
Yeah.
Period. So you gotta realize that it's not necessary.